I'm reading this book. It's called You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. And in the book, she talks about fear. This book, if you haven't read it or ever heard of it, go get it because it's a game changer. Seriously, it'll if you have dreams or aspirations that you're sitting on because you're too afraid to take the leap, this book will be that little push that you need. I'll leave a link somewhere so you guys can check it out. But in the book, there's a section she talks about fear, and there's a quote in the book. It says, on the other side of fear is freedom. And basically facing your fears and going for whatever it is that you're conflicted about, or whatever it is you're afraid of. Once you face that fear, and once you get past that fear, you'll be free. You'll be living life the way that you want to live it. And I don't even know if I have any words of my own to kind of add on to that. I just need people to know that if you're afraid, like what I'm doing right now in my life and the life choices I'm making are fucking scary. I am terrified, anxious even, about certain choices that I've been making and the path that I'm on. But I'm also fired up and motivated to get shit done. And I know that motivation is me wanting to face this fear and not live in regret of what if I didn't take that chance? What if I didn't do this, So if there's something in your life that you're afraid of, to me, that thing, whatever it is that you're afraid of, is the unknown. A lot of times that's really all we're afraid of. We're afraid of the unknown, and we're afraid of what's going to happen in the future, what people are going to think, what people are going to say. Am I going to be able to pull this off? You know what I mean? Everything that we're afraid of is in the future. Death is in the future. If you've woken up today, you have a reason to be grateful, and a reason, period, because you have breath in your lungs and a beat in your heart. I wake up every single day grateful because my two eyes fucking opened, and I think that is more of a reason to face the fears that we are dealt with on a daily basis. Whether that fear is doing what I'm doing and starting something, trying to start something that is meaningful and make a living off of it, and trying to create something great, or getting into that relationship that you're afraid of because you're afraid of being hurt, or trying something new, whatever it is. On the other side of the fear is the freedom of facing that fear, even if it doesn't work out, even if it doesn't work out the way that we think it's going to work out. The fact that we faced it, the fact that we took it head on, means that we are not consumed by the fear anymore. We're not controlled by the fear. It's like if you have a bully or somebody in your life that's not treating you right. Every single time you submit to that person or that situation, you're allowing that situation or that person to control your emotions and your actions and whatever. But the minute you stand up to that person, the minute you say, no, fuck you, you don't have control over me, I have control over me. The minute you stand up to that person, that bully, whatever it is the minute you take your power back. And when you take your power back, you're free. And that's what I think, at least, that quote means. We have to start facing our fears, living fearlessly. I'm not saying be reckless and go put yourself in fucking danger. We also need to be responsible, but we live in a society that tells us that we need to just follow this perfect straight line, or else we're fucking bum ass bitches that don't have a reason to be respected in life. But nobody great ever followed that line. Nobody wonderful, amazing, that's worthy of talking about, worthy of being in textbooks, ever followed the dotted line that's drawn out for us. Nobody. Steve Jobs didn't. Elon Musk didn't. Fucking Martin Luther King Jr. didn't. Who else didn't? I mean, anybody. Name the person, name the icon in history that followed the dotted line and just went to college and got a 9-to-5 job like everybody else and just lived with mediocrity for the rest of his or her life. Nobody. You have to do extraordinary. You have to take extraordinary steps in order to be seen as extraordinary. So if you want to start a YouTube channel, if you want to start a business selling your jewelry, if you want to see how far you can go with your singing career, whatever it is, it's not crazy to go for it. It's not crazy. There's an abundance of resources in this world. We're also made to believe that the resources in this world are limited, that money is limited, that we're fucking printing money every goddamn day for like no reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're printing new money every single day. There's an abundance of money out there for you, for me, to fund your dreams, to live your dreams. You just gotta find it. You just gotta figure out where the fuck it is, you know? I'm rambling, but the moral of the story, this is what I say all the time, moral of the story, I have to stop saying it, but the main idea here is face your fears. If you're fearful of something, that should tell you that it's probably something great. It's probably something that will be worth it, you know? And at the very least, you facing your fears is enough and worth it enough to talk about, it's just enough. It's just enough. I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to say, but it's just enough. So that's what I think more of us need to be doing. I was afraid to take this time away from school because I was on this beaten path and every single person around me was looking at me like I was doing the right thing. But deep down, I didn't necessarily feel like it was the best thing for me. And then certain things were put in my path that actually felt good inside. And a lot of people out there probably looking at me like I'm fucking crazy. And I don't care. Because when people look at you like you're crazy, it means you're doing something right. If people look at you like you're out of your fucking mind, you're never going to pull this off, you are being so irresponsible, whatever it is, it's always irresponsible. It's always irresponsible to follow your dreams until you start making a shit ton of money from those dreams, and then you're a fucking brilliant, amazing human being. You know? We're always looked at, if you're, you know, for me, I'm following my dreams of like doing this social media stuff, this podcast and whatever, trying to make this a reality. And I'm sure there are people out there that are like, she's fucking crazy. She's so irresponsible. Look at her. She's never going to get her shit together. Until I make it happen, right? Until I fucking do what I came here to do. And then those same people that said I was fucking crazy are going to look at me and be like, holy shit, she did it. Look at her. She's fucking incredible. And that's the only difference between the two. The only difference between the two is the living, is the fact that you can make a living from it. There is no difference. You are brilliant, whether you're following your dreams and making zero money doing it, but you're happy, versus following your dreams and making tons of money and also being happy. Whether you have money or not, you're fucking brilliant as long as you're following your dreams and facing your fears and fucking everybody else off. Fuck off. Fuck off. Nobody gives a fuck what you have to say. Don't look at me like I'm crazy Just because you're too fucking vagina to follow your own dreams and do what you want to do in life. It's not my problem that you're sitting at a 9 to 5 fucking job, hating yourself and hating your coworkers and hating life, waking up dreading being awake. I wake up every morning, fired the fuck up, ready to get in the shower and get up and start doing what I fucking love to do. And it's not because of money, it's because I fucking love doing it. And I'm motivated and I'm inspired. That's the difference between you and I. So yeah, when you die and you have all these fucking regrets, but you can't take the money that you made with you, I'm gonna die knowing that I fucking tried and that I faced my fears and that I went for my dreams, and that at the very least, even if I failed, I fucking tried. And I looked my own fear and insecurities in the face and I said, fuck you, you dumbass bitch. I don't give a fuck what you have to say. And I'm going to keep it pushing. And that's that. That is all I have to say. But I could go on and on and on and on. And you know what? Again, sometimes I make these videos. I make these videos for you guys, but also sometimes I make these videos for myself to look back and give myself a pep talk when I get into a funk. Because there are going to be days where you're going to be questioning yourself. And that's okay. That's natural. That's what happens in life. Especially when you're doing something you've never done before, you're going to be conflicted. You're going to question yourself. You're going to be afraid. But we can't be running away from those fears. We have to face them head on. Because the minute we do, on the other side is our freedom. It's like coming out of the closet. I hated being in the closet, right? I had more fear and depression being in the closet, in fear of what other people were going to think and say, in fear of my family, in fear of everybody around me and what they were going to say, and being so afraid that I wasn't going to be accepted by the people that I loved in my life. I suffered more in the closet than I ever did being out. The millisecond I came out and I was like, oh shit, okay, people have some shit to say, whatever, but it's really not as bad. The minute I faced that fear, the minute I was faced with that fear and I had no choice but to be who I am, all of the fear and the depression and the doubt went away. So let that be your lesson for the day. All right, I'm done. It's been 13 fucking minutes. If you're watching up to this point, go check out at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube. Check my stories, swipe up, hit my YouTube channel, watch the premiere of episode 18. Has nothing to do with what I'm talking about right now, but if you like hearing me talk, I love you guys. Peace out, everybody.